Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. I'm a busy wife, mom of 3, and an NANP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the multi-award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative, natural, scalar-enhanced supplements to optimize your health. And this podcast is not just a source of information. We are a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are today. And this podcast is the springboard to learning. The free group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. You can ask your questions. I post tips and tools to deepen your health and to keep you moving forward on this journey. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. Hot topics that are in the news every Friday to keep things fun. And then, of course, the free group coaching to follow it up. A supportive space for you to ask your questions and connect with others. The details can be found at SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little worried? It might be too much. You don't want to starve. Well, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanse programs where you're eating real food to help you reset your body while feeling great. You can start with the colon cleanse and just getting to poop, to the liver cleanse, the parasite cleanse, the candida cleanse, the microplastic cleanse, and the big one, the accelerated diet cleanse that gives you a full reset. You can take my detox quiz at SaraBantaHealth.com to find out which one is right for you. And maybe you're not ready for a detox. Maybe you just want to start with a few supplements and you don't know where to start. Well, complete my health goals form for your free supplement protocol on the website, and I will personally put together a protocol for you. Just by taking a few steps forward with your health, you will change your life. And the difference is I'm here every step of the way. So today we're talking about the health of our cells. We are only as healthy as the health of our cells. We often zoom in on one major organ like the heart or the liver, or maybe on a system like the immune system. But the true foundation of our well-being lies within our cells. Each cell in the body is like this tiny little city that generates energy, maintains a boundary, manages waste, communicates, and performs the tasks that affect our overall health. You know, I always laugh because my mom was in an accident, broke her pelvis, had her bone doctor, had her liver doctor, had her regular doctor, and she went to her bone doctor and said, "What do you think about my liver medication that the liver doctor put me on?" And the bone doctor said, "That's not my category. I have no opinion. They are not working together." But the truth is our whole bodies is this intricate system that works together, and it is based on the base and health of our cells, right? So let's talk about what that means, the role of ATP, the mitochondria, the importance of cell membranes, and how the toxins can derail the system. So cells are the building blocks of life, with each one functioning as a self-contained unit. For us to feel energized, focused, resilient, our cells need to be healthy, performing optimally, and communicating. They need to be talking. And whether it's producing energy, supporting that brain health, detoxification, strengthening the immunity, it all begins at the health of the cells, that cellular level. Our energy doesn't come from that caffeine or the Monster drink. It comes from the cells. So we want to take care of our cells when we experience fatigue or inflammation, slow recovery. That is all going back to your cellular health. So ATP in the mitochondria, that is the powerhouse of the cell. The mitochondria are often referred to as the powerhouses of the cells and the engines that keep the cells energized and functioning. They generate ATP inside the mitochondria. This is the essential energy molecule that powers nearly every cellular function. Essentially, If your ATP is low, your energy is low, your immune system's low. Everything's not working, it's not functioning, it's not circulating. So the goal is to increase ATP. That is produced through cellular respiration, a multi-step process that converts nutrients into usable energy. So just by eating food doesn't automatically mean that you're going to have energy. In fact, some foods steal energy from you, steal that ATP. Cells use ATP to carry out the tasks of muscle contractions in the gym, nerve signaling, digestion, immune function. Have you ever noticed when you're low in energy, you're constipated, your digestion's not working well, your brain's not working well? All of those things come back to cellular health. Healthy mitochondria ensure that that efficient ATP is produced, which means more energy for physical activity, the mental clarity, your immune system, all of these things. Damaged or dysfunctional mitochondria produce less ATP, may also generate excess free radicals, inflammation, oxidative stress. We die because of oxidative stress and inflammation. So we want to keep those things down. Mitochondrial dysfunction is linked to fatigue, cognitive issues, and even those age-related diseases we are trying not to get. So ATP is adenosine triphosphate. It is the fuel that powers every cell in the body, and without it, our cells and ultimately our entire body struggle and they don't work. Think of it as that energy currency, the money in the bank that keeps everything running. And when our cells produce enough, we feel energized, focused, ready to take on the world. And we can keep our stress levels down, because if you don't have enough energy, the body's stressed out to produce more energy, which is only going to take that bank account down even more. It is produced by our mitochondria. And they might be tiny, but they are the powerhouses. The process of creating ATP is incredibly complex. It requires nutrients, oxygen, a healthy environment within the cells, so it's not just one thing. And that's why keeping them in high tip-top shape is so important. So when they're working well, we feel good. Okay, so ATP, what does it do? It produces that energy. When it lets your muscles contract during exercise, keeps your brain focused, and helps with your heart, right? It helps support our metabolism. So if you're on a diet and you're working out a ton, but you have low ATP, go figure. You are not going to lose weight. You're not going to have that energy, because it supports metabolic health, the ATP. So we eat carbohydrates, fats, proteins. They're broken down, create ATP, which fuels everything from digestion to circulation. But if it's not working right, if there's a clog in the wheel, things aren't going to work, and that food is not going to be converted. ATP is essential for keeping our cells in tip-top shape, and for it, when the cells are damaged, ATP kicks into high gear to help repair and fuel the growth of the new cells. It helps our liver detoxify. Our liver relies on ATP to detox the body from breaking down harmful substances, which we have so many now. And I just did a hot topic on the fact that obesity is being caused by these toxins, because our body has the propensity to store these toxins in our fat cells. And if we don't have enough ATP to get those toxins out of the body, you're just going to store more fat, and it's going to slow down your metabolism. We need ATP for our immune system, and we're in the tail end of, or in the middle of, the flu season. If we don't have a strong amount of ATP in our cells, our immune system is going to be suppressed, right? And we won't have the energy to fight off these foreign pathogens. So the cell membranes, every cell has a membrane, that protective layer made primarily of fat or lipids and iodine and protein. This membrane functions like a security gate, allowing the nutrients in and the toxins out. We also need to let water in and essential molecules while keeping the harmful substances like the toxins, the plastics, the phthalates, the forever chemicals out of our cells. It plays a role in cell signaling, allowing the cells to communicate to each other. We want that Wi-Fi signal to be strong, not like you're in a tunnel trying to get a hold of your friend, right? They need to be able to communicate. And a healthy membrane is flexible, right? We want that flexibility, but strong, allowing for that nutrient exchange and communication. A lot of cell membranes become rigid, and then nothing can get in and nothing can get out. So this is where phosphatidylcholine combined with iodine help maintain that membrane fluidity. So iodine, cell membranes are the unsung heroes, right? They are the protective barrier. Well, iodo-lipid values come into play, and that every cell membrane has an iodo-lipid value. That is fat and iodine together. So without iodine, that trace mineral, then you don't have a flexible, healthy cell membrane. This plays a huge role in the cell membrane's function, and particularly when it comes to their resilience and ability to communicate with others, and also letting those toxins out and the nutrients in. It isn't just a nice thing to have, it's vital. And in a world where 96% of the United States is iodine deficient and we're filled with all of these unhealthy fats, not the healthy fats, then that cell membrane suffers. Okay, cell membrane is really important for inflammation. It contains specialized proteins that signal immune responses and manage inflammation. And when they're damaged or weakened, inflammation levels can spike, leading to pain, fatigue, and a whole bunch of other issues. That chronic inflammation contributes to a bad immune response or suppressed immune response. And the cells need to be able to detoxify themselves constantly, especially in this modern world where we are so bombarded with toxins. The environmental toxins, the waste products, all of that. The key detox pathways in the liver, kidneys, and lymphatic system support cells in the elimination of these harmful substances and prevent them from building up. And so with these modern day toxins, they're working harder and harder and harder. So we've got the air pollution, the heavy metals, the plastics, they infiltrate the cells, impairing the mitochondrial function, disrupt the signaling. It makes that Wi-Fi signal drop the call, right? We've got the pesticides and the herbicides, the processed foods and the additives. So even in our food system, we're having those GMOs, the glyphosate, the artificial ingredients that our body does not recognize as fuel or energy or real food. And it creates oxidative stress. It creates a stress within the body, a stress away from the stress from your financial situation or your family situation or whatever it is. It's that internal stress. And the byproducts of cellular metabolism, such as free radicals, need to be efficiently cleared out. If they accumulate, they cause oxidative stress, leading to more DNA damage and aging. That's how we age. So the antioxidants neutralize these free radicals, which are unstable molecules that cause the damage, the proteins and DNA. And free radicals are generated naturally during cellular process, but exposure to the toxins and the pollution and poor diet create an even bigger burden, leading to oxidative stress. So what do you want to do about it? Well, first, you want to prioritize protein. Proteins are essential building blocks for nearly everything in your body, including maintaining and optimizing that cellular health. It helps build the mitochondria and repair it. Mitochondria rely on a range of different proteins to stay intact and function. They're the key for the outer and inner membranes and for the matrix where the energy production occurs. So essential proteins like cytochrome C and ATP. When mitochondria get damaged, certain proteins step in, repair them, which keeps them efficient. So this is why I always talk about the importance of prioritizing protein. Proteins act as enzymes to drive the reaction into that Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain, converting nutrients into energy. Certain enzymes are particularly crucial, and when we consume the protein, it breaks down into amino acids like leucine and glutamine, which support ATP production. So every enzyme, every amino acid has a job in the body to support that cellular health. Other proteins initiate mitochondrial biogenesis, essential for creating that new mitochondria, and that will boost ATP production and make your cells more resilient. Proteins impact hormones like insulin, which helps cells take in the glucose. So if your cells are insulin resistant, the body is, or the food is coming, the insulin's taking the glucose to the cell and it's knocking on the door, and the cell says, nope, I can't take you, I'm full, I don't work well. And then what happens to the glucose? It drives up your blood sugar, you become even more insulin resistant, and it stores as fat. Mitochondria produce reactive oxygen species during ATP production. Antioxidant proteins and catalysts can help neutralize these reactive oxygen species, protecting mitochondria from oxidative stress. Another reason protein's very important. So also it helps improve the overall cellular function. It helps ensure that old damaged proteins are swapped out for the nice, fresh, functional ones, and that helps the cells adapt to metabolic demands and maintain your overall health. Proteins like mTOR regulate the cell growth and metabolism, helps the mitochondria the activities and other cellular processes function right to ensure that our energy production meets our body's needs. And I always say, focus on that wild animal protein. Unlike the conventional beef and the chicken and the turkey and the pork, the wild sources contain minimal amounts of the linoleic acid, which is very inflammatory and damaging, and amyloid proteins. Both can damage cellular function, promote inflammation. So the wild animal proteins are your venison, your bison, your lamb, your Cornish game hen, wild fish. Those are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Linoleic acid is an omega-6 fatty acid that's highly unstable, leading to more oxidative stress and inflammation. And when the body stores more fat due to that linoleic acid, ATP production comes down, affecting your energy and cellular health. So that lean white meat might not be serving you. And then you've got the amyloids. So these are misfolded proteins that are accumulating in tissues and organs and the brain, where they've been linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. They don't get broken down. So you take in a protein, your liver's supposed to break it down into amino acids, then repackage it and send it to your hair, your brain, your muscles, whatever it is, but these amyloids do not get broken down. Then you've got the processed foods. So these are the biggest enemies of mitochondrial efficiency. You think just because you're eating food that it's going to be converted into energy, and that's not the case. They actually steal ATP from you. They limit ATP production to just 2 ATP per mitochondrion compared to the optimal 36. And that's a big difference. And that's what your cells need for the optimal function. These foods are often loaded with the preservatives, artificial additives, refined sugars. They clog up the cellular pathways, create excess waste, and this waste accumulates, halts the mitochondrial biogenesis, and then the body's not forming new mitochondria. And then the body is in overdrive, and the detox pathways are clogged, and you're not giving your body any energy to deal with any of this already. So it's like this double whammy. You want to minimize the PUFAs, the polyunsaturated fats. They're mostly in processed foods, seed oils, and even the poultry and pork that we've talked about. And these fats have multiple double bonds in their carbon chains, which make them more unstable. And that means that they're more prone to oxidation. And when consumed, they disrupt the mitochondrial function, damage the cells, impairing ATP production and overall cellular energy. Over time, they contribute to larger fat cells, increased insulin resistance, and a host of other diseases that are all related. And when there's inflammation, nothing's working right? So you want to minimize the PUFA intake, mostly coming from those processed foods. Try to reduce the bad estrogens. High levels of the wrong estrogens cause that estrogen dominance. So many of you are suffering from it. It's causing the weight gain around the hips and thighs in us women, and you're not able to build that muscle, brain fog, a whole bunch of things. And then in men, it's causing man boobs and the inability to build muscle. It's wreaking havoc on everybody. And this is the bad estrogens, not the good estrogens. Estrogen dominance can throw off the other hormones like progesterone, thyroid hormones. So if your thyroid hormones aren't working, thyroid's going to go down. Your metabolism's going to go down. And then you're not going to be able to lose weight. You're not going to have the energy to think, to move, to do life. So when it's too high, the mitochondria are less efficient and ATP production drops. So you also want to mitigate the endotoxins. These are released by harmful gut bacteria. They're a major threat to cellular health. And when the gut lining is compromised, called leaky gut, these toxins leak into the bloodstream, triggering widespread inflammation throughout the body. The mitochondria, as energy producers, are particularly vulnerable to inflammation. When they're exposed to the endotoxins, ATP production goes down, and inflammation impairs that mitochondria biogenesis as well. So by promoting that healthy gut, that's why the gut is so important for so many reasons. You want to reduce those endotoxin exposures. Also, it's going to inhibit your absorption of the good nutrients that we're talking about. Now, this is where we get in the weeds. Most of us are having a difficult time detoxifying sulfur. So some of those vegetables and foods that used to be healthy for us are no longer, because our food system being hijacked has made our sulfur detoxification pathways not work. So this includes foods like broccoli and kale and garlic. They actually might be backing up your sulfur detox pathways, and then that ATP goes down, increases inflammation in the body, and you just are going to feel worse even though you're trying to eat the right things. And similarly, the oxalates. So these are heavy in foods like spinach and almonds, most nuts, chocolate, berries to a lesser extent, but they put stress on the kidneys, reduce thyroid function. So you actually might be gaining weight with eating these healthy foods, and it's lowering your ATP production. Then we all have become a little more sensitive to high histamine foods. I've never had issues with allergies or histamines, but I do now, and we can thank that spike protein. So high histamine foods like fermented foods, the bone broth, these are the healthy foods, avocados, cured meats, they can disrupt the body's natural balance, contributing to overall inflammation and histamine overload. And this can cause digestive issues, increased inflammation, stress on the mitochondria. So you want to try to reduce those. You can also take an antihistamine supplement like HistaHarmony to help as well. Of course, physical exercise, that is a mainstay. It's free. It's something you should be doing every day. Physical activity is one of the most effective ways to stimulate mitochondrial biogenesis and improve that mitochondrial efficiency. High interval training and strength training are particularly beneficial, and they not only promote new mitochondria growth, but they also improve the efficiency of existing mitochondria. So your body becomes better at producing the ATP, and that will translate to higher energy levels. Have you ever noticed after you work out, you actually have more energy, even though you just burned up a whole bunch of energy? Right. So you also want to reduce the toxin exposure. Just did that podcast on the fact that toxins are causing obesity. Pesticides, heavy metals, air pollutants, they are all damaging the mitochondria and impairing their ability to produce the ATP. It's really important to stay hydrated. Water is essential for all cellular processes, including those with mitochondria. We literally get our energy from hydration, from food too, but mostly from hydration. It supports the nutrient transport, waste elimination, and ATP production. And then, of course, sleep, right? Sleep is when your body goes into that repair mode, rejuvenates cells, replenishes energy stores. I don't care how much you're working out, what your healthy diet is. If you're not sleeping, your ATP and your energy are going to suffer. Okay, so there you go with the lifestyle hacks, but there are actual supplements to help improve your cellular health. And number one is Accelerate iodine. So 96% of Americans are deficient in iodine. Guess what the number one cause for mitochondrial failure is? Iodine deficiency. The number one cause of depression, iodine deficiency. If you don't have ATP in your brain because you don't have your thyroid working, because you don't have enough iodine, then you're going to suffer, right? Without enough iodine, your mitochondria struggles. That ATP doesn't get to that 36. It will be only at maybe 2. That is a huge difference. And iodine is that key to energy and metabolism. And it's not only important for your thyroid, where that T2, T3, and T4 stands for tyrosine and 2, 3, and 4 molecules of iodine. That is important for regulating your metabolism, your fat oxidation, your energy. And without, iodine in our modern day diet, it's not in our soils anymore. It's not even really in our iodized salt. And the iodized salt is usually filled with microplastics as well. That's going to inhibit the absorption of that iodine. Our cells are starved. Iodine ramps up ATP production in your mitochondria, giving you that energy, helping with the cellular repair. It also cleanses and protects the cells. So it detoxifies the cells. It helps get the toxins out, and like the seed oils, the heavy metals, the radiation. You need iodine for that cell membrane. That cell membrane has an iodolipid value. Iodine and lipid meaning iodine and fat value. So you can't get the toxins out or the nutrients in without enough iodine in that cell membrane, right? Okay. Next, it also helps against the spike protein and toxins. It protects against them, and that spike protein has been linked to mitochondrial damage and metabolic slowdown. It also helps balance the hormones and cleanse the blood. So inside the cell, it's producing the ATP. On the cell membrane, it's helping with that iodolipid value to get the nutrients in and the toxins out. And then outside the cell, it's cleansing the blood so the liver can do its job and balance the hormones. Accelerate iodine is the only iodine that is in monoatomic form, where it actually can go straight to any cell in the body to be absorbed. Most iodine supplements have to get broken apart from another molecule, and your body's so weak, right? It doesn't have that ATP or energy in the first place, so it doesn't have the energy to break it apart and use it, and that's why most iodine supplements only have about 10 to 20% absorption. Next is accelerated thyroid. So most of us are functioning with a suboptimal thyroid. Make sure you ask your doctor for a full thyroid panel, including free T3 and reverse T3. Most doctors don't do it. And that's where the missing piece is. You're running around tired and your doctor's saying your levels are normal. Well, accelerated thyroid is a natural supplement, advanced support for the thyroid. It has the glandular, the peptides, the nutrients that the thyroid needs to optimize ATP production and mitochondrial health. And most people are able to take it and feel so much better when you combine the accelerate iodine and the accelerated thyroid. It has an herb called Conchinara, which I've been using for years, known for detoxifying the thyroid and helping cleanse it and help with water retention, nodules, all that great stuff. Accelerated thyroid can also help prevent fatty liver, support weight loss. improve wound healing, tissue repair, strengthen your bones and tissues, improve your mood. I have so many people that come to me and say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy now. Most people on antidepressants actually have low thyroid. You might be able to get off your antidepressant with the help of the acceleradine, iodine, and accelerated thyroid. It helps improve digestion. If your thyroid's sluggish, everything's sluggish. Your bowel movements are sluggish. Your digestion is, all of that. It also is enhanced with scalar frequencies to enhance the efficacy of the supplement and also restore thyroid health. Next is accelerated Nuke No More. So we are all carrying around these great things called cell phones. We are in front of computers. We're exposed to 5G. Radiation has skyrocketed, and the studies have not even been concluded what we're being exposed to. But it's one of the biggest enemies of cellular energy. It literally is known to cripple the ATP production, mitochondrial efficiency, and cause cancer. We know that. Well, Nuke No More is a powerful formula charged with scalar frequencies designed specifically to combat and remove harmful radiation from the body. Now, when you're detoxing all of these toxins out of the cells that are inhibiting the ATP production, you want to soak up those toxins to take the burden off the liver and the kidneys. And that's where accelerated cellular detox powder comes in. It combines micronized zeolite, diatomaceous earth, activated charcoal, triphala, chitosan, and slippery elm. Chitosan I love because it actually takes out excess cholesterol and fats from the body, from your diet, and helps with weight loss, but it also helps with the toxic burden and keeping those toxins bound up so that the liver and kidneys don't have to deal with them. It is improved with the scalar frequencies, of course, and is 100% organic. It helps with digestion, regularity, bloat, because a lot of those toxins cause those digestive issues, and you don't have enough ATP to have the energy to do anything about it, right? Okay. Next is the phosphatidylcholine. So this is that powerhouse for that cellular health. Remember, we need that iodo-lipid value to let the toxins out and nutrients in. Well, the phosphatidylcholine gives you that really healthy lipid, the really healthy fat. It is crucial for our cell membranes. It also helps with your liver health. It protects the liver and helps with regeneration. It detoxifies the liver from the toxins, alcohol, viruses, all of those things. It helps with your brain and cognitive support, cardiovascular health, regulating cholesterol. It helps with your digestion. It acts as emulsifier, helping your body absorb dietary fats and fat-soluble vitamins. I always say if you're taking a supplement that you really want the most impact out of it, take your PC with it. It will help with the absorption. It helps with that cell communication, so that Wi-Fi signal between your cells, and helps with hydration of the skin, anti-aging, all that fun stuff. It's also very anti-inflammatory, supporting the immune function and helping manage that chronic inflammation, helps with metabolism and energy, and your brain. So I love the Body Bio PC. That is my favorite one as of now. Next, accelerated methylene blue. So methylene blue has been in the news. It is trending. It's a hot topic. It is needed for so many things. It is a true powerhouse when it comes to battling that oxidative stress, the culprit behind aging, cognitive decline, and all the diseases. It helps enhance that mitochondrial function, increasing more ATP. It helps with mental clarity and mood. A lot of people are saying they're able to get off of their antidepressants, anti-anxiety drugs just with methylene blue. Super beneficial for your brain. It also has been shown to support preventing diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's by enhancing the oxygen use in cells, reducing cellular stress. It also has been shown to help with the viruses and bacteria and being anti-pathogenic. So on all levels, it's something that I recommend for most people. Now, accelerated methylene blue, of course, it is made with 100% pure ingredients, we use something called the John Ellis distilled water, a unique water system that supports the immune health and eliminates the pathogens. So just the water alone devitalizes pathogens. Then we take that water enhanced with the grander water system. No other company does this, which restores the natural vitality or life force of the supplement. You want to also use electrolytes, and this is where accelerated ancient salt comes in. It plays a huge role at that cellular level. It supports the sodium potassium pump inside and outside the body or cells, and the salt helps power up the sodium iodine transporter, which moves iodine into the cells. That is critical for thyroid health and overall metabolism. It fuels that sodium potassium pump, which keeps the cells energized, balances the sodium and potassium inside and outside the cells. And this pump is at the heart of how our cells maintain their electrical charge, enabling nerve function. I always go back to the story of when my son was rowing crew 3 to 4 hours a day, and his heart was stopping, literally stopping. I woke up in the middle of the night to him pounding on his chest to get his start to go again. And thank God he has a healthy 15-year-old heart at the time. But what we found out was he was low on electrolytes, low on sodium and potassium. So very important for the health of the cells. And the accelerated ancient salt has 62 minerals. It's uniquely negatively charged, which means it actually can pull out positively charged toxins, parasites, undigested fats. It's fantastic for appetite suppressant. Just put it on your tongue because it's hydrating the cells. Your body sometimes thinks that it's craving sugar when it's actually craving salt. So it's really important for that cellular health. And we also enhance it with scalar frequencies. So lastly, what I would tell you for your cellular health and overall health of your body, you can use, this is the cherry on top, the Hiwi device. It is very cost effective. It has over 60,000 different programs for cellular energy, for ATP production, for anti-aging, skin, wrinkles, pathogens, sleep, anxiety, and it really is that cherry on top. Of course, you want to start with that prioritizing the wild animal protein, the sleep, the exercise, all of those lifestyle hacks. Then add in the supplements. Supplements are supplements to a diet. And then the technologies like the Hiwis are that cherry on top. So just in conclusion, you want to focus on your cellular health. Not getting your energy from that caffeine. You're taking a loan out from the bank when you're using things like caffeine. Now, I love my morning coffee, but I stick to the 1 cup, right? You don't want to be burning your adrenals out by too much, and you want to be careful with those stimulants if your adrenals are suffering already. And guess what? When your adrenals are suffering, you need more iodine and more salt to support those hormones. So it's really important to be focusing on that. But when you get your cellular health up to par, you're not going to need as much caffeine or stimulants. It is really amazing how the body starts strengthening overall processes, how everything starts working together when you address your thyroid health with the accelerated iodine, with the accelerated thyroid, and strengthen that cell membrane with the iodine and the PC, and everything just starts working like a finely tuned machine. So thanks for listening. Our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost, don't worry, I'm here to help. You can start by getting your free supplement protocol. Head to SaraBantaHealth.com, complete the form, and I will personally put together a plan for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products and join the free group coaching on Telegram. There's no downside. I answer your questions, I post insights, and keep you moving forward each and every day. You can find this podcast and all of my podcasts at Accelerated Health with Sara Banta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon, E360, iHeartRadio, and over 100 different platforms. Share this podcast with some friends that are needing their Starbucks every morning and their drink at night. They just can't get their energy up. Well, it's all about their cells. Remember that. And you can get 10% off your first order with coupon code podcast10. Remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.